So today we will be studying about steady state error. तो as the name suggests, steady state means जब हमारा response final value पे पहुंच जाता है. तो the steady state error is the value of error signal when t is infinity. Steady state error constitutes an extremely important aspect of the system performance so the as it indicates error signal. So error signal means difference between desired and actual output. So the difference between the desired and actual output is the error, and the error which is after infinity time, that means when the system response is settled, that will be known as steady state error. So steady state error is a measure of system accuracy. These errors arises from nature of input, type of system, and non-linearity of the system components. So SSE will depends on input which we are applying, type of system, and non-linearity in the component. So the steady state error will be depending on these three terms, and steady state performance of a stable control system is generally judged by its steady state error to step, ramp or parabolic input. So SSE will be calculated for step input, ramp input and parabolic input. So we will consider a simple system. So in this system, we have studied that ES is equal to RS minus CS into HS. And CS is ES into GS. And we can find out that ES equal to RS upon 1 plus GS HS. So it is simply we will be putting this ES CS here, and we will be getting ES equal to RS upon 1 plus GS HS. So this is the Laplace transform value of the error. That means ET will become Laplace inverse of ES. That means Laplace inverse of RS upon 1 plus GS HS. And now we have to find out steady state error. The steady state error will be the ESS will be limit t tends to infinity ET. So this is in time domain. So we are applying the final value theorem in Laplace. So ESS will be limit s tends to 0 s into ES. So if you remember, when we are talking about Laplace transform, final value theorem is the limit t tends to infinity ET, then its value can also be found out by the final value theorem, that is limit s tends to 0 s into ES. That means limit s tends to 0 s into Rs upon 1 plus GSHS. So we can easily see that your steady state error will be depending on the input and the characteristic equation of the system. 1 plus GSHS is the characteristic equation of the system. And on the value of 1 plus GSHS, your error will be defined. So the characteristic equation of this system is 1 plus GSHS. So we have to find out the roots of 1 plus GSHS, and on the basis of that, it will be decided that what will be the error in the system. So if 1 plus GSHS does not have any root at s equal to 0, then this will be depending on input. Input is always dependent, but this will be also an important factor, that what is the root of this. So the characteristic equation roots will decide the type of control system. So whenever we are talking about a control system, we have two terms. One is the order of the control system, and second is the type of the control system. So type of the control system is also decided on the basis of characteristic equation, and order is also decided on the basis of characteristic equation. And if you remember, the order is the highest power of s in the characteristic equation. Now we will be defining it. Type of the control system. So we are saying that we have a GS equal to K into PS upon QS, and K is S plus Z1, S plus Z2, S plus Z M divided by S की power N, S plus P1, S plus P2, and so on. So this is your time constant form. Sorry, this is your pole zero form. And if you remember, we have also have second form, that is time constant form, that is TZ1S, TZ2S, and so on, divided by S की power N, 1 plus TP1S, 1 plus TP2S, and so on. So these will be, this is your pole zero form and this is your time constant form. And the gain is K in the system. So on the basis of this, we have Z1, Z2, Z3 and so on are the zeros of the transfer function, and P1, P2 and so on are the poles of transfer function, and K is the constant, or that is gain of the system, and N is the number of poles at origin. This N, number of poles at origin. So on the basis of number of poles on origin, we decide that number of poles and origin is the type of the control system. So that means if we say type 0 system, so type 0 system is GS equal to K 1 plus Z, sorry, S plus Z1, S plus Z2 and so on, divided by S plus P1, S plus P2 and so on. So this is the type 0 system where we don't have any common term of S. That means we don't have any pole at the origin in the system. Type 1 system, so we will be having one root at S equal to 0. So it will be K, S plus Z1, S plus Z2 and so on, divided by S, S plus P1, S plus P2 and so on. So this S, the power of S will decide. Here the power of S is 0. So it is type 0 system. Here it is S ki power 1. That means type 1 system. And type 2 system, it is GS K S plus Z1, S plus Z2 and so on, divided by S ki power 2, S plus P1, S plus P2 and so on. So this will be the type 2 system. So type is decided on the basis of number of poles present at origin. In type 0 system, there is no pole which is available at origin. Type 1 means 1 and type 2 means 2. So this is on the basis of this, we will be deciding that how many poles are present at origin, and that will be the type of the system. So on the basis of type of the system, the steady state error is defined having 3 terms, 1, 2 and 3. So one is your static position error, constant Kp. Then second is static velocity error constant, that is Kv. And third is static acceleration error constant, that is Ka. So we have 3 types of, these are static error constant. So we have 3 types of static error constants. So static error, first is static position error constant Kp. So this is the steady state error of the system for a unit step input RT or UT, that is 1 and US equal to 1 upon S. So steady state error of the system for a unit step input will be known as static position error constant, that is ESS equal to limit S tends to 0, S into ES, so limit S tends to 0, S into RS upon 1 plus GSHS. So we are RS equal to 1 upon S. So it will become limit S tends to 0, 1 upon 1 plus GSHS. This is 1 and this is 1. So it can be written as 1 upon 1 plus limit S tends to 0, GSHS. So this is defined as 1 upon 1 plus Kp. So here Kp is static position error constant. Similarly, second is static velocity error constant. Kv. So it is steady state error for unit ramp input. So unit ramp input means we are applying Rs equal to 1 upon S square. That means RT equal to T. So we are applying Rs equal to 1 upon S square. So ESS will become limit S tends to 0, S into 1 upon S square divided by 1 plus GSHS. So this S will cancel out. This will become 1 upon S, 1 plus GSHS. Limit S tends to 0. So this will be written as, 1 second. So steady state error of unit ramp input is the static velocity error constant. So it will be limit S tends to 0, 1 upon S, 1 plus GSHS. So it will be 1 upon Kv, where Kv will be limit S tends to 0. It will be always 0S, so it will be only say that it is SGS into HS. So this will be your Kv, that is static velocity error constant. And then third is static acceleration error constant, Ka. So this will be the steady state error for a unit parabolic input. That means your RS equal to 1 upon S square or RT equal to T square by 2. So it is ESS will be limit S tends to 0, S 1 upon S cube. किसी ने ध्यान नहीं दिया, S square लिखा था मैंने. 1 upon S cube 1 plus GS HS. So this will become 1 upon S square 1 plus GS HS. So that is limit S tends to 0. So this will be your 1 upon Ka, where Ka is limit S tends to 0, S square GS HS. So we have 3 error constant: position error constant, velocity error constant, and acceleration error constants. So they are defined as Kp, Kv, and Ka, and we will defining it for type 0, type 1, and type 2 system. So if you remember, Kp is limit S tends to 0, GS HS. So if you remember, the open loop transfer function of the system will be, we generally assume H equal to 1. So the transfer function of the system will be GS. So it is GS HS. So the order of the system S की power 0. That means, or for type 1, so type 0 system, we have GS equal to K S plus Z1, S plus Z2, and so on, divided by S plus P1, S plus P2, and so on. So the Kp is limit S tends to 0, GS HS. HS is considered as 1. So it is GS HS. So it will be, when we put this S tends to 0, upper term we don't have any S term, so all will be Z1, Z2, Z3, and so on. And this will be P1, P2, P3, and so on. So this will become a finite value. And that finite value is K into Z1, Z2, and so on, divided by P1, P2, and so on. So when we talking about Kv, so it is limit S tends to 0, S, GS, HS. So it is S. This will be don't having any S. So this is S. S tends to 0. That means it will become 0. And Ka will be limit S tends to 0, S square GS HS. So it is always containing S square, so it will become 0. So that means for type 0 system, the Kp is a finite value and Kv and Ka will be 0. Similarly, for type 1 system, GS is K, S plus Z1, S plus Z2, and so on, divided by S, S plus P1, S plus P2, and so on. So Kp will become limit S tends to 0, GS HS.
Infinite.
So limit GSHS, and GSHS will be having a S term in the denominator. So limit S tends to 0, GSHS will become infinity. And KV will become limit S tends to 0, S into GSHS. And GS is having one S in and S, तो S से S cancel हो जाएगा, तो that will become 0, and KA will become limit S tends to 0, S square GSHS. So because it is only one S in the numerator, so it is S GSHS, so it will become 0. सही है क्या?
No sir, KV finite.
हाँ, KV is not 0, it is finite value, because S से S cancel हो गया, तो it will be only depending on zeros and poles value of the system, but it will be always a finite value. And then Ka will be 0. Similarly, for type 2 system, it is Gs equal to K S plus Z1, S plus Z2, and so on, divided by S square, S plus P1, S plus P2, and so on. That means Kp will become infinity, Kv will become infinity, Ka will become finite value. Because Kp, that means it is GSHS, so it will be 1 upon S square, so that will become infinity. Kv means 1 upon S square, and S से S cancel, तो 1 upon S फिर भी रहेगा, तो infinity. And Ka S square से S square cancel हो जाएगा, तो it will become a finite value. That means for type 0 system, it is finite value. Kv will be 0, 0, infinity, finite, 0, infinity, infinity, and finite. Type 3 and so on, it will be always infinity. So we have only 3 values, that is Kp, Kv, and Ka. So these are your static error constants. And anyone who can tell me what will be the ESS for that? If it is finite value, then ESS will be 1 upon 1 plus Kp. If it is 0, it is 0. If it is 0, it is 0. क्लियर है?
यस सर.
सही है क्या ये? गलत है?
नो सर, केवी का केवी में सर ये इनफाइनाइट हो जाएगा.
KV is 0, that means your error is, because ESS for Kp is 1 upon 1 plus Kp, ESS for Kv is 1 upon Kv, and ESS for Ka is 1 upon Ka. So it is 0, 0, that means infinity, infinity. In type 1 system, it is 0, 1 upon Kv, and infinity, 0, 0, and 1 upon Ka. That means for a type 1 system, if we are applying a unit step input, then it is good. For ramp input, if we are applying unit step or ramp input, then it is good. Or for a type 2 system and so on, if we are applying, we are always getting the steady state error as 0. That means if the order type of the system is more than 2, we will be getting a 0 steady state error in all the cases. And if it is type 2 system, we will be getting the steady state error always 0 only in the case of parabolic we are getting. So if we are applying type 0 and type 1 system, then there is a chances that your system will be unstable. But in type 2 and more system, the chances is that your system will be more stable as. सही बोल रहा हूं क्या मैं, या गलत बोल रहा हूं? किसी को समझ में भी आया मैंने क्या बोला?
स्टेबल तो टाइप 2 में ही लग रहा है।
एरर जो सर अगर ईएसएस का 0 आएगा सबका तो स्टेबल नहीं होगा सर।
इसको ऐसे समझो, वी आर अप्लाइंग इनपुट एज स्टेप, रैंप and parabolic, and we have type 0 system, type 1 system, type 2 system and type 3 system, and we are K and ESS, K and ESS and K and ESS. So in type system 0 system it is KP, infinity, infinity, infinity. In this it is 0, KV, infinity and infinity, and it is 0, 0, KA and infinity. So correspondingly it is 1 upon 1 plus KP, 0, 0, 0, infinity, 1 upon KV, 0, 0, and ESS is
infinity,
infinity, infinity, 1 upon KA and 0. तो इससे क्या निकल के आया? When we are applying step input, there is always the system is stable. But when we are applying a ramp input for a 0 order system, your system will become unstable. That means step, all type of system are stable. Because steady state error is 0. Steady state 0 means there is no error. You are reaching to your output. But for ramp input, type 0 system is unstable. Infinity error means it is going beyond our control. That means your system will be unstable. For parabolic, type 0 and type 1 are unstable. These are stable 1 upon 1 plus KP, क्योंकि we have a finite error, जो fixed error है जिसको हम calculate कर सकते हैं. Infinity means so this is in 0 means finally we are settling, or if it is value then also it is settling. But infinity error means your response will be going haphazardly. It is not in our control. The error is infinity and continuously increasing. So that's why that system is unstable. So step input is system is always stable. For ramp input and parabolic input, it will depend on the type of the system. So this is the steady state error and the steady state error corresponding to the type of the system. The error constant for a unity feedback system can be obtained by replacing GS by GSHS. The position error velocity means the steady state deviation in the output position. The error constant Kp, Kv, and Ka describe the ability of a system to reduce or eliminate steady state error. They are indicated of steady state performance of the system as the type of the system become higher. Progressively, more steady state error are eliminated. System of type higher than 2 with more than 2 integrators are not employed in practice because these are more difficult to stabilize, and the dynamic error for the system tends to be larger than type 0, type 1, and type 2 system. So that's why we are not generally going beyond the type 2 system. Generally in control system, type 2 system are more preferred as compared to other. So these are the static error coefficients which we are using. So static error coefficients are generally not used because they do not give any information on the steady state error when input are other than the 3 inputs. So static error constant disadvantage. First, only limited input, because they do not give any information on the steady state error when the input are other than the 3 basic type, that is stamp, ramp, and parabolic inputs. And second, they fail to indicate the exact manner in which the error function changes with time. So instead of static error, we have dynamic error constant, or that is also known as dynamic error coefficient, or they are known as generalized error coefficient. So the main drawback which we have discussed, that static error coefficient, is that it does not show the variation of error with time, and input should be standard input. So instead of using this, we will be having generalized error coefficients, that is ESS equal to RS upon 1 plus GSHS. So it is ES equal to 1 upon 1 plus GSHS into RS. So we will be defining it as FS into RS. So we will be defining it as C0 plus C1S plus C2 upon factorial 2S square plus C3 upon factorial 3S cube plus so on. So we have, this is your ES upon RS. So 1 upon 1 plus GS HS, we have expanded it in the form. It will be C0, C1, C2, C3, all the terms, and the coefficients C0, C1, C2, C3 are defined as the dynamic error coefficients. So the ES will become C0 into RS plus C1S into RS plus C2 upon factorial 2 S square into RS and so on. So ET will become C0 into RT plus C1 into R dot T plus C2 upon factorial 2 R double dot T plus so on. Because RS, that means RT, S into RS, that will be R dot T, S square into RS, that is R double dot T. Similarly 3, 4, it will be R double triple dot 4 dot 5 dot. And C0 will be limit S tends to 0, Fs. C1 will be limit S tends to 0, D upon ds into Fs. C2 will be limit S tends to 0, D square upon ds square Fs. And C3 will be limit S tends to 0, D cube upon ds cube Fs and so on. So these are your dynamic error coefficients or static error coefficients, and if you compare them, you can easily see that C0 is equal to 1 upon 1 plus Kp, C1 will be 1 upon Kv, C2 will be 1 upon Ka. So that is the comparison between the static error coefficients and dynamic error coefficients. So C0, C1, C2, C3 are directly giving the steady state error, but the static error coefficients are the mediator between the steady state and the output. So if anyone have any doubt, transfer function is GS upon 1 plus GS into HS. और अगर हमें याद हो, जब हम आउटपुट निकालेंगे तो वी विल डू इनवर्स लाप्लास, याद है?
Yes, sir.
तो इनवर्स लाप्लास करते हैं तो क्या करते हैं? वी डू partial fraction. Who will decide the magnitude and who will decide the partial fraction terms? पार्शियल फ्रैक्शन की जो वैल्यूज है वो कौन डिसाइड करता है?
Characteristics.
1 प्लस GSHS. क्योंकि याद हो तो अगर 1 अपॉन S, S प्लस 1 होगा तो इसका पार्शियल फ्रैक्शन क्या होता है? यानी न्यूमरेटर विल डिसाइड की टर्म्स क्या आएगी, हाउ द सिस्टम विल बिहेव, एंड जो डिनोमिनेटर होता है वो क्या डिसाइड करता है? व्हाट विल बी द कोएफिशिएंट्स ऑफ द सिस्टम. यानी कि पोल्स विल हैव इफेक्ट ऑन behavior and that is also transient behavior. So the poles of the transfer function in the S-plane affects the transient response of the system. For analysis and design purpose, it is important to sort out the poles that have dominant effect on the transient response and call these poles as dominant poles. ब्रॉडली बता देता हूं, उसकी हम डिटेल में भी बात करेंगे कि होता कैसे है। ये आपका एस-प्लेन होता है, अगर किसी को याद हो, हमने बात भी की थी। This will be the stable zone and this is your unstable zone. ये कैसे है, क्यों है, अभी हम बात कर रहे हैं। And dominant poles are the poles which are near this, because they will be having greater effect. कैसे, अभी हम बात करेंगे। So the poles that are close to the imaginary axis in the left half of S-plane gives rise to the transient response that will decay relatively slowly and called the dominant poles. जैसे अभी मैं बता रहा हूं आपको, पर ये है कि जो रूट्स, जो पोल्स ओरिजिन के पास होंगे, they will be more dominating as compared to the roots poles which are far than the origin axis. इसको हम डिटेल में बात करते हैं कैसे होता है। So we will be studying how your system will be responding with various location of poles. So we will be considering various transfer functions and then we will be drawing their corresponding pole zero plot, and then we will be drawing what is the response of the system. If you remember, I have always told you cross will be pole and circle will be zero in the S-plane. So first response I am considering as ms equal to a upon s plus a. So in S-plane, it will be here minus a. What will be the output of this, or mt? Anyone who can tell me? mt क्या होगा? 1 upon s plus a.
Into e to the power minus.
e to the power minus at.
E raised to power minus at. That means your response will be decaying with time. If it is ms equal to a upon s minus a, then this root will be here, that is plus a, and its mt will be a e raised to power plus at. Plus at means clear? Now ms equal to a upon s square. चलो s स्क्वायर नहीं लेता, समझाने के लिए है क्योंकि, तो आई विल कंसीडर ms इक्वल टू a अपॉन s प्लस a माइनस jb plus A upon S plus A minus JB. Means we have a complex conjugate roots with negative real part. So pole zero plot will be this will be minus A and this will be JB and minus JB. So this root is minus A plus JB and this root is minus A minus JB. So the response empty for this system will be 2 into A e raised to power minus AT cos BT. So this response will be like this. Because it is e raised to power minus AT, that means it is decreasing with time. And it is a MS equal to A upon S minus A plus JB S minus A minus JB. Then the roots are this will be plus JB minus JB and this will be A. That means its response will be empty will be 2A e raised to power AT cos BT. So this response will be because it is e raised to power AT, that means it will be continuously increasing. Then MS will be A upon S plus JB plus A upon S minus JB. That means the roots are on plus JB and minus JB. So empty will be 2A cos BT. And if it is MS equal to A upon S plus JB whole square plus A upon S minus JB ka whole square, then your MT will become 2AT cos BT. That means the pole zero are and this will be and if MS equal to A upon S, then it will become MT will become E. That means if the poles is or at origin, but if MS equal to A upon S square, then MT will become A into T. That means if we have multiple roots at origin, then your system will be so anyone who can tell me this is the stable system or unstable? ये स्टेबल है अनस्टेबल है?
सर अनस्टेबल।
स्टेबल
स्टेबल, अनस्टेबल मींस इंफिनिटी की तरफ जा रहा हो, और अगर सेटल हो जा रहा है देन इट इज स्टेबल। तो ये क्या हो रहा है, सेटल हो रहा है, तो इट इज स्टेबल। ये क्या है, गोइंग टूवर्ड्स
Unstable.
infinity, that means unstable. This is also going towards zero, that means stable. This is going towards infinity, unstable. This is marginally stable क्योंकि ये constant चल रहा है, but this is continuously increasing, so this will become unstable. This is also marginal stable and this is unstable. तो अगर मैं समरी करूं तो क्या निकल के आता है, फर्स्ट रूट्स विथ नेगेटिव रियल पार्ट आर स्टेबल। ये था जिसमें नेगेटिव रियल पार्ट है और ये था नेगेटिव रियल पार्ट है, एंड बोथ आर स्टेबल। यानी कि रूट्स विथ नेगेटिव रियल पार्ट आर स्टेबल, रूट विथ पॉजिटिव रियल पार्ट आर unstable. Third, roots on imaginary axis. तो कॉम्प्लेक्स रूट है, उसमें भी अगर सिंगल रूट है then it is stable, but if it is multiple roots, unstable. And similarly अगर at origin है, सिंगल है, then it is stable, and if it is multiple, unstable. ये केस ये वाले हैं, we have single root at this, that means it is stable. If we have multiple roots, दो रूट्स एक ही जगह पे है इमेजिनरी एक्सिस पे, then it will become unstable. अगर ओरिजिन है तो it is marginal stable, but अगर multiple roots at origin है तो it will become unstable. And fourth point, decaying magnitude will depends on value of real part. जितना आप इधर जाते जाओगे, यानी ओरिजिन से दूर जाते जाओगे, इसका जो रेस्पॉन्स है वो क्या होता जाएगा, e raised to power -at, a की वैल्यू ज्यादा होगी तो क्या होगा, डिकेइंग फास्ट होता जाएगा, यानी रेस्पॉन्स विल सेटल लाइक दिस, एक ये। जितना आप दूर जाओगे उतना ही रेस्पॉन्स ज्यादा फास्ट रेस्पॉन्स होता जाएगा। सिमिलरली यहां भी है, जितना आप इधर जाओगे उतना ये एनवेलप छोटा होता जाएगा, यानी जल्दी रेस्पॉन्स सेटल होता जाएगा, तो उतना ही फास्ट रेस्पॉन्स हो जाएगा। So that means जो हमने अभी बात की थी, this is S plane, sigma j omega, so this is your stable and this is unstable. All the roots which is having real part positive will be unstable, and the roots which are on the imaginary axis or near to the, they will be dominant roots. Dominant roots means they will be more effect on the system performance, because they will be the main which will be making the system response slow. क्योंकि जितना आप इधर जाते जाओगे उतना ही आपका सिस्टम फास्ट होता जाएगा, because their exponential term magnitude will become high. तो जितना आप ओरिजिन से दूर शिफ्ट होते जाएंगे, इमेजिनरी एक्सिस से दूर शिफ्ट होते जाएंगे, उतना ही आपका रेस्पॉन्स फास्ट होता जाएगा. तो दिस इज द बेसिक philosophy of the stability of finding of the stability of the system. So if I have to find out a system is stable or not, I have to just find out location of the poles. And if I am find out the location of the poles, then I can find out that the system is stable or not. So generally we are defining BIBO stability. This is known as bounded input, bounded output stability. Because when the system is excited by a bounded input, the output is bounded, then that system is known as bounded input, bounded output stability. When no input is applied, the output tends towards zero irrespective of the initial conditions. This stability is called as asymptotic stability. Bounded input, bounded out means if we are applying bounded input, we are getting bounded output. And if we have no input and output tends to zero, then that system is said to be asymptotic stable. So now we have to find out that the system is stable or not. So we have concluded that for a system to be stable, stable system, first, all roots of characteristic equation, that means poles, have negative real part if roots on imaginary axis, they must be simple. Simple means single. So if all the roots of the characteristic equation have negative real part, the system is stable. If any roots of the characteristic equation have positive real part, or if there is a repeated roots on the j omega axis, the system is unstable. If all the roots of the characteristic equations have negative real part, except for the presence of one or more non-repeated roots on the j omega axis, the system is limited stable. That means stable all poles with negative real part. Unstable poles with positive real part or repeated root on j omega axis, then the system is unstable. And limited stable, simple poles on j omega axis. So for a system to be stable, we have to find out that all the poles must have negative real part. For a unstable system, if any of the root, ये जरूर ध्यान रखना, any pole, कोई एक भी पोल अगर पॉजिटिव रियल पार्ट वाला है, देन दैट सिस्टम इज अनस्टेबल. ये नहीं है कि सर 10 तो नेगेटिव थे और 11वां जो था वो ही पॉजिटिव है, देन सिस्टम अनस्टेबल नहीं होगा. नहीं, कोई भी रूट, कोई भी पोल अगर होगा पॉजिटिव रियल पार्ट वाला, देन इट इज अनस्टेबल. बाकी सारे रूट्स कुछ भी हो, उससे कोई फर्क नहीं पड़ता. और अगर रिपीटेड रूट्स हो गए जे ओमेगा यानी इमेजिनरी एक्सिस पे, तो भी सिस्टम अनस्टेबल होगा. एंड लिमिटेड स्टेबल होता है अगर सिंपल पोल होता है ऑन जे ओमेगा एक्सिस. So these are the condition of stability. Now we have to find out any system which given is a stable system or not. So comes necessary conditions for stability. मीन्स ये कंडीशन पूरी होगी तो ही सिस्टम स्टेबल हो सकता है. अगर ये कंडीशन पूरी नहीं होगी, देन सिस्टम विल नॉट बी स्टेबल. सो द नेसेसरी बट नॉट सफिशिएंट. तो दीज आर नेसेसरी कंडीशन. अगर ये पूरी नहीं होगी तो सिस्टम स्टेबल नहीं हो सकता. पर अगर ये पूरी हो गई तो भी सिस्टम स्टेबल है या नहीं है हमें देखना पड़ेगा. तो दीज आर नेसेसरी कंडीशन बट नॉट सफिशिएंट कंडीशन. और ये वो कंडीशन है जो सिर्फ देख के पता लगता है कि स्टेबल है या नहीं है. तो सबसे पहला, वी आर कंसीडरिंग दैट द कैरेक्टरिस्टिक इक्वेशन इज a naught s की पावर n plus a1 s की पावर n minus 1 plus a2 s की पावर n minus 2 and so on plus a n minus 1 s plus an. This is the characteristic equation of the system equal to 0. And it is an must be greater than 0. First condition, necessary condition is all the coefficients of characteristic equation be real and have same sign. जनरली ये नहीं कहा सकता पॉजिटिव साइन, सेम साइन होना चाहिए. यानी सारे कोएफिशिएंट सेम होने चाहिए. पॉजिटिव है तो सारे पॉजिटिव, नेगेटिव है तो सारे नेगेटिव. तो ये तो वो है जब हमें कैरेक्टरिस्टिक इक्वेशन दी होगी, हम देख के बता सकते हैं कि ये कंडीशन सेटिस्फाई हो रही है या नहीं हो रही। इसके लिए हमें कोई कैलकुलेशन करने की जरूरत नहीं है, देख के पता लगता है कि ये है कि नहीं। जैसे सिंपल सी है, एक एस क्यूब प्लस एस 2s स्क्वायर प्लस 3s प्लस 4 इक्वल टू 0, this is satisfying this condition, but it is f square plus 2s square minus 3s plus 4 equal to 0. It is not satisfying this condition. S cube plus 2s square plus 3js plus 4 equal to 0. This is also not satisfying the condition. All coefficient must be real and must have the same sign. यानी साइन सबका सेम होना चाहिए। कोई ये लिख सकता है आपको कंफ्यूज करने के लिए। तो इसीलिए हमने पॉजिटिव नहीं कहा है, वी हैव सेड इट मस्ट बी सेम साइन। ऑल आर नेगेटिव तो माइनस कॉमन लोगे तो सब प्लस हो जाएगा, पर एक बार अगर वो पॉजिटिव दिमाग में रह गया ना तो ये कंडीशन गलत कर जाओगे, ये भी सेटिस्फाई हो रही है। तो ये याद रख लो, सिंपल सा तरीका है। जो कैरेक्टरिस्टिक आपने निकाली, इक्वेशन आपने निकाली, अगर उसके कैरेक्टरिस्टिक इक्वेशन के सारे कोएफिशिएंट्स रियल हैं और सेम साइन है, देन फर्स्ट कंडीशन इज सेटिस्फाइड। सेकंड इज none of the coefficient is 0. Except all even or all odd terms are missing. Means none of the coefficient is 0, यानी कोई भी coefficient 0 नहीं होना चाहिए। Means एक S4 से चालू हुआ है तो S4 की टर्म, S3 की टर्म, S2 की टर्म, S की टर्म सब होनी चाहिए। और पर ऐसा हो सकता है S क्यूब प्लस S स्क्वायर प्लस S इक्वल टू 0। ये नहीं है कि S की 0 टर्म मिसिंग है। Between the highest and lowest degree power of S, none of the coefficient is 0 between highest and lowest order, degree of S. मीन्स हाईएस्ट और लोएस्ट डिग्री ऑफ S, तो यहाँ हाईएस्ट डिग्री 3 है, लोएस्ट डिग्री 1 है, उसके बीच में कोई भी टर्म मिसिंग नहीं है, ये कंडीशन सेटिस्फाइड है। आपके पास है S5 प्लस S4 प्लस S स्क्वायर प्लस S प्लस 0, S प्लस 10 इक्वल टू 0। यहाँ हाईएस्ट पावर 5 है, लोएस्ट पावर 0 है, बट S क्यूब की टर्म मिसिंग है। That means this is not satisfying the condition. And if it is like S3 plus S plus S5 equal to 0, टर्म मिसिंग है पर सारी इवन टर्म मिसिंग है। S5 है, S3 है, S है। And similarly S6 plus S4 plus S square plus 10 equal to 0. ये दोनों भी सेटिस्फाई कर रही है कंडीशन को, क्योंकि सारी ऑड और सारी इवन टर्म्स मिसिंग है। तो दीज आर द नेसेसरी कंडीशंस फॉर ए सिस्टम टू बी स्टेबल। सो सर्टेन कंक्लूजन्स रिगार्डिंग द स्टेबिलिटी ऑफ द सिस्टम कैन बी ड्रॉन बाय only inspecting the coefficients of its characteristic equations in the polynomial form. These conditions are not sufficient because it is quite possible that an equation with all its coefficients non-zero and of the same sign may have all the roots on the left half of S plane. तो ये जरूरी नहीं है कि सारे के सारे रूट्स लेफ्ट हाफ में ही हों, अगर ये दोनों कंडीशन पूरी हो जाती है. If all the roots of a polynomial are real and are in the left half of S plane, then all the coefficients so we have to find out all the coefficients of the system and then evaluate that coefficients are positive or not. So the coefficient of the polynomials are all positive, but the roots can be existing on real half of S plane also. So how to check? अगर फर्स्ट ऑर्डर सिस्टम है और सेकंड ऑर्डर सिस्टम है, कुछ हद तक थर्ड ऑर्डर सिस्टम है, देन इट इज पॉसिबल कि हम आपको रूट्स निकाल के दे सके. पर अगर कोई 5 ऑर्डर 6 ऑर्डर सिस्टम हो, उसका रूट्स निकालना पॉसिबल नहीं होता. तो जब हमारा रूट्स निकालना पॉसिबल नहीं होगा तो हाउ टू चेक? तो to check this, we have the conditions or method for finding out the coefficients or roots of the condition, and then if that conditions are satisfied, it can be easily understand that the system will be stable. तो उसके दो methods होते हैं, Hurwitz and second is Routh-Hurwitz. These are the two methods for finding out that the system is stable or not. So first, Hurwitz is a old method and Routh-Hurwitz is the new method. This is similar to the concept you have studied in the circuit analysis. कितनों को याद है? आपकी स्क्रीन पे एक क्वेश्चन आ रहा है, यू हैव टू आंसर इट. Only 7 response I have get. Only 14 students. Hurwitz stability criteria says, and necessary condition, the same two conditions which we have studied. First, all coefficient real and same sign. and second, no term missing between highest to lowest. तो these are the two conditions जो हमें देख के पता लग जाती है कि पूरी हो रही है कि नहीं हो रही है. तो we will check these two conditions and now sufficient conditions. We have to find out continuous fraction expression. Continuous fraction expression निकालो, and we have to check that all the continuous fraction expressions terms, first terms are positive. अब हम एग्जांपल लेते हैं, उससे क्लियर हो जाएगा करना क्या है. We have S6 plus 2S5, या छोटा ले लेता हूं पहले समझाने के लिए. S4 plus 4S cube plus S square plus 8S plus 1 equal to 0. This is the given polynomial and we have to check that it is stable or not. So first condition, all coefficients are positive and real. So first condition satisfied. 4 and 0, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. Yani all terms are present, no term is missing. That means necessary conditions are satisfied. Now I have to find out the continuous fraction expression. Continuous fraction expression का तरीका क्या होता है? हाईएस्ट पावर की जो है, अगर ऑड है तो ऑड टर्म्स, इवन है तो इवन टर्म्स को अलग कर लो और ऑड टर्म्स को अलग कर लो. तो इट इज S4 plus S square plus 1. This is your even terms, and 4S cube plus 8S. This is your
odd term.
odd terms. अब आपको क्या करना है, डिवाइड करते जाना. यहाँ क्या हो गया, S/4, तो ये हो गया S4 plus 2S square. तो S4 से S4 कैंसिल, it will become 3, sorry, minus 2, sorry, minus S square plus 1, and then 4S cube plus 8S क्या आ जाएगा,
S4S
minus 4S. माइनस क्योंकि माइनस हमें सेम साइन चाहिए. 4S क्यूब माइनस 4S, तो ये कैंसिल आउट हो जाएगा, ये प्लस हो गए तो ये 12S. 12S अगेन minus S square plus 1. So this will become minus S by 12. तो ये हो गया minus S square cancel 1, 12S, 12S, 12S cancel 0. Now we have to check if there is a sign change in the system. अगर साइन चेंज है, then system is unstable. और अगर साइन चेंज नहीं है, स्टेबल. तो यहाँ पर क्या है, प्लस साइन है, माइनस आ गया और प्लस आ गया. दैट मीन्स वी हैव ए साइन चेंज. दैट मीन्स दिस सिस्टम इज unstable, and number of sign change will give you number of roots in the right half of S plane. 2 roots in right half of S plane. 2 साइन चेंज है, पहले प्लस से माइनस हुआ, फिर माइनस से वापस प्लस हो गया. That means we have 2 roots which are on right half of S plane. So this is an unstable system which is having 2 roots in the right half of S plane. एक और है S5 plus S4 plus 6 S cube plus 12 S square plus 18S plus 6 equal to 0. तो सारे टर्म प्रेजेंट है, सब पॉजिटिव है और सारे कोफिशिएंट्स रियल है. That means necessary conditions are satisfied. Now I have to draw S5 plus 6S cube plus 18S, and here it will be S4 plus 12S square plus 6. तो सिंपल सा, बड़ी वाली टर्म्स अंदर एंड छोटी डिग्री बाहर. We require, it will be S5 plus 12S square S cube plus 6S minus 6S cube plus 12S. Then again S4 plus 12S square plus 6, I require minus S by 6, so it will become S4 minus 2S square 14S square plus 6 minus 6S cube plus 12S. So this will become minus 6 upon 14S. So this will become minus 6S cube plus 36 by 14S. कितना आ जाएगा? चलो अब मैं x मान लेता हूं, x s आ गया, इसको ये आ गया 14s स्क्वायर प्लस 6, तो ये आ गया 14 अपॉन x s, तो ये आ जाएगा 14s स्क्वायर कैंसिल 6 x s, तो ये आ जाएगा आपका x s बाय 6, x s कैंसिल. तो वी हैव, आपको चेक करना है कि नंबर ऑफ हाईएस्ट डिग्री जितनी टर्म्स आई हो, 1 2 3 4 5 और 5 3 5 टर्म्स आ गई. दैट मीन्स दिस इज कंप्लीट. एंड नाउ यू हैव टू चेक इफ देयर इज ए साइन चेंज. So there is a sign change, that means it is a unstable system, and we have 2 sign change, that means 2 roots on right half. So this is the Hurwitz methods of finding the stability of the system. तो ये थोड़ा सा टिपिकल टास्क है, लंबा मेथड है, टाइम कंज्यूमिंग मेथड है। तो दो साइंटिस्ट जो एक नेक्स्ट साइंटिस्ट था राउत, उसने इस क्राइटेरिया को मॉडिफाई कर दिया। He have made it simple for checking that how the system is stable or not. So instead of creating or finding out the continuous fraction expression, he gave a method of Routh array. It is giving a method Routh array, which will be simple calculation. We don't require to go for continuous fraction expression. It is a matrix method, and we can find out that system is stable or not. And that Routh
सर आज के लिए इतना ही रहने दीजिए सर।
चलो ठीक। तो राउथ हर्विट्ज क्राइटेरिया वी विल स्टडी इन द नेक्स्ट क्लास।
सर बस ये अपलोड कर दीजिएगा सर LMS पे सर।
हाँ
हाँ
ठीक।
जी ठीक है सर।